we have an interview with a French writer, Guillaume.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
So let's begin. You are from France.
Yes.
And how long you have been in Czech Republic?
Since 11 years. I came here in January 2013.
Mm-hmm. From which city you are?
I come from a city in the west coast called Angers.
Angers?
Angers, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I spent the last year before coming to Prague in Nantes.
Which cultural differences have you noticed between the Czech Republic and France?
You mean about the people or the...
Example or behavior?
I don't know. I think there are some examples. For example, in France, it's a stupid one, but when you go like the beds, for example, in France we have one big blanket for 2 people, and in Czech Republic, Czech people they have to have 2 individual ones.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning it was a bit strange for me because I am used to the big ones. And yeah, sometimes also the way, like the traditions, maybe for Easter is totally different than what we have in France, Christmas as well, but the way of thinking it's maybe because we don't have the same history, so sometimes I find Czech people a little bit more shy or about the hierarchy. Like in France, when you go, for example, in a company, we are used to say what we think. And it doesn't really matter if you speak to your boss or you. And I think in Czech Republic, sometimes people they don't really dare to say. So communication can be also a difference between France and Czech Republic.
And did you change your behavior?
Did I become Czech?
Yes, more Czech.
No, I'm still deep inside. I'm still French. And like for example, sometimes it's because I'm a French teacher as well, and I'm used to ask many questions. And I still don't know if I should, but I love to ask questions and to get to know people. But I can see that sometimes with my Czech students, maybe I ask too much. And maybe they're not used to that, even if they answer, but they are like, okay, it's true, I ask a question. So for this I'm still French. But for my beer consumptions, I become Czech.
I think we are foreigners here and we are very curious, asking a lot of questions. I also do that. Can you please tell me about your 4 books you have published so far? For example, this one. It's about the girl.
Yes, so this is about the story. So it's in English and in French. So it's a bilingual book, and it's a story about a little girl who found herself lost in Prague. So we don't know how she arrived, but she's in Prague, and she's lost, and
she doesn't know who is she or.
She doesn't know where she is, and she is alone, and she doesn't know what to do. And one night she met the golem in Prague, so it's a strange potato golem. And we can see him, let's see.
Oh, so cute potato.
The golem will help this little girl to find her way in Prague. And this story was initially initiated by my girlfriend Natalia, because she had a friend who had to take care of a little girl, and so the story is based on this little girl who is French, and she had to come to Prague. And we came up with this idea, and we asked another friend, Desi, to do the illustration. So it was a small project, and it was mostly when my girlfriend, she turned 40, she didn't want to have a present, so she made this book, and she was offering to her friends if they want to support the book, and then the money that we managed to raise for the book, we gave it to this friend of her who had to take care of this little girl. Yes, so that's it's self-published book by Natalia, and
Natalia is your girlfriend. I know her. She's very beautiful woman.
I know, I'm a lucky guy.
Yes, you're lucky.
She's lucky too.
It's true.
I think so, yeah. Like the comic book is for French market, so this one is obviously in French.
Very beautiful. So could you tell me something about these comics?
So this one is called La Clé de Cid, and it's about old clock fixer, a man who will repair clocks and watches. And his name is Hippolyte, and when he is very old, his wife passed away, so he lives alone at home, and he is lonely and nostalgic about the past and his life with his wife. And because he's old, every day there is how do you call it? Like social assistant, social worker who come to help him to take care with cleaning and cooking sometimes. But those two, they don't get along very well. And one day, Hippolyte meets Sidonie. So Sidonie is the new girl who come to help him every day at home. And of course she's very young, she's always late. He's very old, he's very about to be on time. So at the beginning they don't like each other very much.
So I am old man, because I'm only in time.
Yes, and yeah, you are. And so it's a story about time. How an old man, like nostalgic about the past, will be friend with a young lady who has all the future ahead of her. And how they will become friends. And in the book you have many very nice drawing made by my friend Frédéric. And for example, we have this like very nice illustration about clocks. And we have also, it's one of my favorite page.
Wow, that's really beautiful.
Yeah. So the story is about time, but the illustrations are also about time.
And what was your inspiration for this book?
To be honest, I don't know. Like sometimes I have some ideas who, I don't know, they just come, and I cannot explain where do they come from. I just had this. I also love watches and clock, and so I always had this character of this old man who repair, and like slowly it just, the story came into my mind, and yeah, that was the book. So it's a book published by a small publishing company, Mosquito, in France. And now with Frédéric Lavry, we also collaborate on a new
illustrator.
Yes, so we are about to publish our second book together.
And how did you find an illustrator for your books? How did you find illustrator?
I think, if I recall well, we met on internet, because at that time I had a blog, and I think he came to visit my blog, and he liked the story that I wrote, and he asked me if I had a story in mind for a bigger book. So it was in 2013, or even 2011, because it took us 9 years to publish a book. So it was a very long process. And yeah, so we just met online, and we met, I went to visit him in France, and now we are good friends. So, but when you write a novel, you write alone. When you write a comic book, because I cannot draw, so I have to collaborate with an illustrator, and it's that's what I like, because it's about collaboration. It's not only me, it's also him. And the story is mine, but it's also his, because he also gives me some feedback, some ideas sometimes. So it's very like a teamwork. And of course we also have the publisher who has the final word and who can also give us advice. And so it's also another adventure. And that's my first very officially published book, so I'm very proud of it.
Okay, and what about this book? It's in Czech, Podvíčky.
Yes, so that's another project. So it's also for children.
Could you show how it's working?
Yes, so it's because I always wanted to make book differently, like book. Okay, we know books like this, but especially for children, I like the concept of making a book that is not just a book you read, but a book that you can create yourself, and also how to read a story to your children. It also can also be an activity. So we came up with this idea of a book that is basically a big
interaction.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's a big sheet of paper, both-sided, with.
So children can play. Yes?
Yeah. So first, children, they have to make the book. So they have to cut the pages by themselves. And then they have to put the pages in order. So you have the numbers. I think it's a book for kids between 3, 4, up to 8. And then
I think even I would like to play with this book. Yes.
Okay. And, this is a story of a little boy who, when he doesn't know what to do, when he's bored, when it's raining outside, he just closes his eyes and he imagines everything he can do. So it's about the power of imagination, what you can do with your. Because I think nowadays many kids they are not bored anymore. When there is always a mobile or something to play with. And I remember when I was a kid, I had to go to my grandma for summer or for vacation, and at that time we didn't watch TV so much, so we were in the garden with my sister, and we didn't have. Okay, I remember. So when I was a kid, I used to go to my grandma, and with my sister we didn't have things to do, so we had to think and to imagine activities, what we can, how to play and to make some games, and that's the thing. I think it's important to. I don't have children, but I think it's a thing that I would like to share with them, like how imagination is important. So this book, I have it in French and in Czech, and it was also my first self-publication. So I founded this publishing company called Wonder Books, and yes, it was because I think the concept is cool, and I wanted to do it myself.
So where we can buy your books? Only in France?
No. Like the comic book, yes, you can find it in France, but I also have some copy in Prague, and you can buy it. I have a website, so it's wonderbooks.fr, and on my website you can find this book for children, so in French and in Czech, and also my digital novels that I have.
Okay, great. It was really a very interesting interview. Thank you much, for your time. So I'm looking forward for your next books.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The interview was for YouTube channel Videodeník Česka.
Sledujte náš YouTube kanál Videodeník Česka. Poznávejte spolu s námi krásy České republiky. S Videodeníkem Česka můžete sledovat i kulturní dění ve vašem okolí. Videodeník Česka vám dává tipy na výlety po celé České republice. Seznamte se se svéráznou pražskou čtvrtí v našem pořadu Dycky Žižkov. Videodeník Česka vám přináší i reportáže ze všech koutů republiky. Videodeník Česka vám přináší nejrůznější sportovní zážitky. Dejte odběr tohoto kanálu a sledujte náš YouTube kanál Videodeník Česka.